I'm running out of time. Elizabeth, I've been searching for months for what I need, but every time I think I have a lead, it comes to nothing.
If it isn't Aloy, savior of Meridian, anointed of the Nora.
We have always pushed the boundary as explorers, pioneers, trailblazers. And now Far Zenith is taking the next leap into the future.
That ship, the Odyssey, it never made it to the other star. Owns it.
The Zero Dawn terraforming system, the brainchild of Dr. Elizabeth Sobek, Gaia, the core of the system, is capable of advanced planetary engineering, an obvious advantage to our space colonization efforts. Establish an asset within Project Zero Dawn. The asset will secretly beamcast a complete copy of Gaia and her subordinate functions to this facility's data center.
Elizabeth sent the backup here, but she didn't. Far Zenith stole Gaia.
3 of those things. If they slaughtered all those Osram, we'll never get through to the data center.
Maybe all we need is that shuttle to fall. The shuttle's caught up in those cables. I'm gonna have to climb these cables. Here.
Gaia version 6.9. Initializing. Hello.
Hi. Elizabeth, Travis Tate.
Now, what's this we got here? Far Zenith conspiracy to steal a copy of Gaia. Naughty, naughty.
Aloy?
That's not Gaia. That's not what I'm looking for. It's nothing but a fake.
Before, in Meridian, you said there was a man who helped you. Silence.
He's gone, Carl.
Aloy. I see you finally figured it out.
You knew. Why didn't you just tell me?
I've been having problems of my own these past 6 months, Aloy. The difference is, I've made progress. Why don't you come out here and find me in the Forbidden West and learn all that I've discovered?
Oh, how come the danger didn't end here. It went into the Forbidden West. And I have to follow.
West is called Forbidden for a reason. And indeed, the next embassy will take place in a day or two, on the edge of the frontier.
Hello, and welcome back to Horizon Forbidden West. Today I'm going to continue the story from the second. I know the last video was not very good. I was trying to record late at night, and there's people in my house who were sleeping at that time. I guess I should have waited, but I really wanted to get to playing the game and start it, so I could set up the times that I could record, which are going to be for the story point, as well as I could have the time for myself to explore the game and to build up, so I'm ready for those story points so I can record them. Let's not waste too much time. Let's get back into it. This has been such an interesting experience for me with this game so far because it's so similar to the first game. And I know I said this a lot during my first playthrough, my first video, but I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. That was such an amazing game. The combat, the game, you know, most of the gameplay mechanics, especially the combat, the exploration, the story, it just was an amazing game, a really good game. So this game is pretty interesting, and I've already said what I wanted to say about that in the first video, but since you guys probably couldn't hear me then I guess my combat. Alright, he's dead. So I am curious, because so far the enemies have been completely different than the first game. I wonder if we're actually gonna get stuff that was from the previous game, because it's supposedly, from what I've read, we are supposed to, but a little. So I don't know if it's just the difficulty, but some of these guys are actually really tough, at least for a first level. But yeah, what was that? Was that a pig? That was a boar. The thing just took down a tree. Oh, wow. Yeah, we can't have you walking around with that kind of power. Come on. I know that some games have that problem where they'll get pushed out before they really have everything fixed, but shiny. Give me just a second, I'm going over here. But I think if the game gets those things fixed within like the first 2 weeks, then, or even like the first month or so, that shouldn't have any bearing on the game. That shouldn't have any bearing on how well the game performs. So, I'm not going to be overtly critical on those elements, but I mean, if something game-breaking does happen, I think it's important to also be wary about what happens. So far, the game's been entirely playable for me, so that hasn't been an issue. I've noticed some weird stuff, but it hasn't... Oh, no. Ooh, that...
Must be a bristleback.
That was the acid attacks from the big snake from the last episode. Maybe there's something else that uses that.
Acid. Did the bristlebacks do this?
Welcome to Chain Scrape, Savior.
Open up, guys. Jor's orders.
Good enough for me.
That was easy.
I need to find that workbench and upgrade my bow.
The other thing I'm trying to decide and figure out is where exactly this is taking place in this current section. No, the entire series takes place in a post-apocalyptic western United States. So the last game had like Colorado, and there was like Denver and Utah, and there was a bunch of like there's like a bunch of famous landmarks. And this game has like San Francisco, the Bay Area, but that's further down the map. Here, I have no idea what this is, but I'm wondering. It seems very familiar. I'm pretty sure it's a national park of some kind. So my guess, because Yosemite is supposed to be in this game, that this is probably what that is. But that's weird because I don't think Yosemite is that far away, because it's supposed to be Utah, Nevada, and California. Unless the way the map is set up, it's pretty weird. They took a lot of creative liberties in the last game. So I wonder if they did the same with this. This video is probably not going to be that long either. I don't have that much time to record. Alright. Ooh. And I can upgrade it again. Oh, I'm going to be very overpowered by the end of this. Yeah, I did that in the last game too, where I just spent 90% of the time doing like side missions and stuff, and I finished everything. Except like a few of these like hunting side missions that really gave you just some collectibles, but it wasn't anything majorly impactful in the story past a certain point. I was OP by the time I got into the final battles and stuff. I didn't have that hard of a time at the end of that one. This is probably gonna be the same, since I'm gonna spend a lot of time on my own doing side quests and then doing the story for this. Let's go with the armor. I mean, I don't know. They've added on a lot of new mechanics that are, I don't want to say are convoluting everything, but there's a lot more depth to everything in the game, which is fun. I don't mind that. Alright. So with that done, we go find this other guy. Oh, I get to... That'll be fun to use.
This should be useful. Now I just need to find Errand and help him clear the bristlebacks.
You! I know you see me!
Okay, this guy.
On the same side here, oh, what do you want, Olvent? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, What other choice do you have?
Hi.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Olfant Freehold, at your service. So must be needed elsewhere.
I don't want to
I'm here
talk
for the
over them, but...
embassy,
The embassy?
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks.
The dialogue and the writing is just kind of
Got to get rid of
a
them
little
if you
too
want that
pompous
embassy
to
take
be
place.
realistic, in my opinion.
Well,
It was the same with the last game. Like, with this stuff,
get to
it
it,
just
hey?
feels off.
And off you go.
Not so fast.
And that was kind of like... It's like the only thing I'd say is the biggest flaw of this is the writing is just weird. But they're trying to... It's set in a society that's very medieval-esque.
You don't seem to have a high
And that's
opinion
kind
of
of
the
the point.
magistrate.
Well, I
But
refuse
they're-
to play nice to some
I'll explain later, but-
fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, ha! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing.
It's just like,
while
nobody
demanding
talks
that
like
good
this.
Osram gamble with their lives out there.
Nobody...
Someone had to step up and say no.
And with the
more.
last game, the facial animations were just not on point. This game has done a much better job with that. They've spent a lot of time overhauling that. People
Indeed, I
look
did.
realistic.
We're laborers
And the way
and
they're talking, and you can kind of see that. And it
Until
feels
the Carja
less
clean up
like
their mess
uncanny
and give us the fair
valley-ish. This
deal
is
we
pretty
deserve,
good with
I'm
that.
not risking
Dialogue,
Osram lives.
Fair deal? You mean
that's just this
concession decree?
this part of the game, this dialogue, which
It's not
unfortunately
my
is most of the game, but
It's on behalf of all the good Osram laborers of this land who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this process.
it's like they obviously
For
want to
land
make this guy look like a
worked by the
liar,
people, for the people.
but it just comes off
And just
so
how much would be
unnatural.
your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
If chain scrape is on Carja
I should
land,
probably
shouldn't a
pay
Carja
attention
be
to
in
what they're
charge?
saying.
Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then. People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chain Scrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
You said you founded chain scrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chain Scrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're not just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Osram.
Don't want to go into this conversation.
Where's the whistle?
Right in the middle of town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Osram lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. And when I'm done, this valley is going to get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle.
Okay. Do I want to really get into this conversation?
Let's see what that Carja magistrate wanted.
I mean,
bet.
he's obviously being pitted as a bad guy, and this liar, and someone who really is very selfish, but at the same time, I mean, if he was true that this whole place originally started out as tents and just random people, I mean, for what it is, it's... Oh, what's a better way to put this? It's improved. And people who complain about, like, businesses, and like, yeah, of course, they care about money. They care about making money, otherwise they wouldn't do it. But that leads to innovation, that leads to advancement. Now, of course, they shouldn't really pretend that they're trying to help people, but it does in its own way. Or at least it can. Now, I mean, that's a whole thing. And I don't want to get into politics, and I don't want to get into economics and stuff, but yeah, this game has some biased views, in my opinion. But whatever, I really think it's a good game, and I can get past that. Is this... Ah, I found the bar. Please tell me that's a main quest. Okay, because I don't want to spend it like last time. It's like 2 hours filming this whole, like 2 hours to get to anything.
That you had to endure Ulvund's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree. If you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvund up.
How did you...
Sorry, I'm gonna have to look. I want to know the story, and so I'm kind of... with the story stuff, I'm gonna choose the options and explore, but I might cut through some stuff and just go straight to gameplay, because that's more interesting.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvund blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvund's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Well, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking, then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvund will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Someone who is building themselves on attacking someone else, they're just going to move to another issue to build themselves up more. And I can't stress how gorgeous this game is. Just, it's amazing. I don't know what it looks like on the PlayStation.
The bristleback's gonna run him down.
Ooh, yep, that is one big pig, boy. That is one big pig. Or it's a boar. Or a warthog. It's cool, they made all the enemies based on different animals. There's dinosaurs, there's animals that are actually currently alive. And it's hard to find things to comment on. I'm so sorry
Looks like
if it gets boring at some point, but...
Hey girl, stay back, it's too dangerous.
No. Too dangerous. That guy went down quick. Wait, what? Whoa. Oh, no. So see, the trick in this game is to aim for the vital components. Oh, he's kicking. Okay, now we're having problems. Oh boy. Come on, you want some? Oh, you've decided to join the fray.
Incoming.
We get more like explosive bears. The last game had stuff that was really fun to use. I never really moved beyond using like bows and arrows though in that, because there was tons of other weapons. It just wasn't enough. I didn't like getting complicated with the machinery and just got really good at using the same stuff. It got difficult, of course, but you know. Hey, you. Let's do something fun. And early on in the game, stuff does a lot of damage to you. Do they see me? They see me. Oh, no mouse. Oh, I can't make it anymore. The game probably wanted me to do like some kind of stealth thing here, but come on.
Down it goes.
Okay. That doesn't look like... Oh, that is. What is with this game's enemies and fire and acid? Just everything has it. And that's...
There.
Ah.
Quarry's safe.
Stranger,
Yeah.
come on over here. We
I
got
think I was supposed to talk to them in the first place. Maybe not, but you know. I have a habit of doing that. Just doing things, and then that turns out to be what I was supposed to do all along, and I missed, like, tons of dialogue. I really don't care about that. But, you know. So, the machine combat has always been good, and I'm glad that it's pretty much the same thing. There isn't, you know, just new varieties of enemies and ways to attack the enemies. They improved it the best way I think they could. I'm really curious about getting into fights with people, because that's generally where the last game had kind of issues. Like, it wasn't set up to be, at least it wasn't set up to be an interesting human versus human combat mechanics. Where is this person? How did you not walk all the way over there while I was waiting? Okay, you're over here.
I don't know what Honora's doing out here, but consider yourself old. We tried to hold off and wait for the Vanguard, but one of them bristlebacks charged us. Next thing you know was a full-fledged fracas.
Is everyone okay?
We lost some good people, but we would have lost the whole quarry without you.
Well, at least it's quiet now.
Your ears ought to be ringing with a quarry at work, but Chainscrape's whistle ain't blowing, so we're stuck picking up the pieces. Can't lift a hammer till Olvin blows that thing. Because if we work without his say-so, he'll ban us. And my people have been through enough.
Olvin holds that much power?
He's got the money and connections to snuff our fires for good. Almost feels like we stood a better chance with the bristlebacks.
I need to get going.
Time to get going.
Stay safe.
Thanks to you, that might actually be possible today.
Okay, so now we gotta head up here. In terms of missions, the last game, I know, I keep comparing this to the last. Well, that's the reason, that's the entire reason I got this game, and I really wanted to get this game, because the last game is so good. So, I did not just, like, play it and liked it, I played the entirety of the last game, as much as I could. Oh. Wow, I just took it out in one shot. Holy crap. And I got some more of those guys.
Dead bristleback out of Falls. Gotta check it out.
In terms of missions, this game, well, I don't know about this game, but the last game did a pretty good job at keeping things down. I wonder if this is, like, something. I've been to some national parks, and the thing that comes close to mind is, like, Zion National Park, but I really don't think that's what this is. This seems more like, if it's Zion, that makes sense where, like, it is located, because apparently there's, like, Las Vegas as well in this game, and there you can draw kind of a straight line. Not really, but again, they took some creative liberties with the last game, where things were located and the distance between things. But it's a video game, so it's not like it has to be 100% realistic, but it's nice. I can't pick up that stupid rock.
It's like a stampede went through. Is
Oh,
this
then
where the bristlebacks came from?
Probably.
How?
But, like, quests, other open world RPG, Horizon Zero Dawn had maybe 100, 150 quests. There wasn't that much. Oh, even then, it might have been like 50 or 60. Come to think about it. And a good amount of the activities that you did were just kind of going to places and stuff. For actual story missions, quests, side quests, wasn't that much. I'm not trying to talk anyone's head off of this.
Tracks collapsed. It looks recent.
There was someone who blew that up. Seriously, if you really want to like get into Horizon, play the first game. It's cheap. It's on PC. It's on PlayStation, and it's one of the best games I think I've played. Don't tell me I have to fight them. Please don't tell me I have to fight them on my own.
I'm gonna have to take them out before I can look around.
Yeah, figured. How many of these guys are there? Oh, this gives me a good time to like. Wait, don't tell me that killed it?
Okay. Better take a look at where the smoke's coming from.
That was cool. I just took them out with explosives. I didn't have to actually fight them. Had I known that before, that would have been nice. In Zero Dawn, I would do that all the time. Just get a bunch of traps to set them up around all the enemies that I have to fight. If it was a tough battle, and then I would go attack them and lure them back. So I'm glad that explosives have not lost their power, because this game is going to be really fun.
There's a lot of smoke.
There's the other side.
It looks like mine runs pretty far back.
Oh, that looks explosive.
There's enough blaze here to blast a mountain open. And there's a note on one of the barrels.
Oh, of course there's a note. Conveniently there, explaining what they're doing here and who is the bad guy. Of course it is. It's this guy.
Looks like this mine was supposed to be shut down. They must have gotten greedy. Kept blasting deeper into the mountain. I should let Javad know what I found.
I also have to try to. I'm gonna have to figure out where they. Oh, there's something here. Oh, nice. I keep forgetting I have this. What's with all these games having grappling hooks now? Like Halo Infinite. This game. I mean, I guess there isn't that many, but you know, it's just like Halo really was weird that there's a grappling hook. Because it's this game makes sense because it's about exploration and you're traveling through places. But Halo?
Maybe the explosions blew away open?
I'm thinking about playing Halo as well. Halo Infinite. Maybe just the multiplayer. But it wouldn't be as many videos as this because, well, I've already started the campaign and it's not that much of an interesting game, in my opinion. At least in terms of like gameplay stuff. You'd want to see me do multiplayer. You wouldn't want to see me do the story. And this isn't really going to become a massive part of the channel either. This is purely for fun. What it's about is just me playing some games, talking, having fun. This isn't serious, and if you're expecting a full walkthrough, then I'm probably going to do 70% of the game off camera. That's alright. But I don't know, I'm still kind of trying to figure out if I really should make this like a very long series. Or at least if each episode is going to be that like long. The last episode was an hour long. Yeah. I'm gonna go through a lot of stuff now. If it does come down to it, I don't mind this series going beyond what I kind of have, like how many episodes I have envisioned for it. It won't be like 50 or 60. It probably would be, I mean, at most. I don't think this could go over maybe 15 episodes. I might just make each episode about as much as needed or what was good. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna stop talking now. Just enjoy the game, because I'm probably gonna be done with this in just a minute. It's such a beautiful game. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, you guys get it. The game's pretty. It's on PlayStation 5. Why can't I just go the other way?
What news do you
Go talk to this guy.
Picked up the bristleback trail by the quarry. Looks like they stampeded out of a mine at the back of the valley.
The mine? How could a herd of bristlebacks come from there?
I'm not sure, but Ulvin's workers were using explosives to tap the tunnels inside.
For the love of Dawn, I told him it wasn't worth the risk. Those tunnels, they run for miles underground, even beyond the Daunt. No, you don't think.
That Ulvin's blasting opened up a passage from the other side?
Perhaps. Yes, perhaps. If this is true, we need confirmation. An inquiry. So thorough, so irrefutable, endorsed by the Savior.
All right, I'll keep looking. I need to go.
Of course.
Okay, I'm actually kind of out of time for this. So what I'm actually going to do, because I want to get through enough stuff, I think, to explain, the game has kind of... We are sequestered in this area of the map. And so, everything's kind of building up to get to this point, into which then it opens up into the rest of the map. So yeah. This isn't going to be the end of the video. This is just going to be until the next part. Who knows when that is, so if I'm wearing different clothes or it's a different year, that's probably why. I could feel... Another thing, being on the PlayStation 5, I get the DualSense, which is just awesome because it has like the haptic feedback. I love the haptic feedback. This is, for me, the reason the PlayStation 5 is so like good, and I might do a Max Rant video on like why this has been my favorite console of the generation. Not necessarily saying it's without its flaws, but Xbox doesn't have this. They've been talking about getting this controller, but they don't have haptic feedback. You don't get the and I know people have problems with it, but the adaptive triggers, which are just such an interesting dimension of being added to video games. The thing that Xbox could learn from PlayStation and should have learned from PlayStation, rechargeable batteries. I still have to buy AA's for the Series X controller. Or I've got to buy, if I get the rechargeable battery pack, it looks really ugly, and then I have to put the other thing. Just, it'd be nice if it came with the controller. Now maybe it'd be cool if it was like detachable, and then that way if the battery died out or something happened to it, you could replace it, but on Xbox. Why? Alright. Back on track. Excuse me?
Someone's in a hurry. Greetings.
You just shout everything you say? Oh, of course, you're gonna lead me right over to these guys. Oh!
Shot could do a lot of damage.
Can I get this guy? Yes. And now, we have a ride. Which is good, because getting places is going to be kind of tough without. I actually kind of like this. The way it rides is so much nicer than the previous game. This feels more realistic. I know. Back to it. Anyways. This isn't the only series I have in mind. I've also got Elden Ring coming, which by the time this video comes out, I may or may not have already made a video for that, but... Oh, where was I supposed to go? Over here. Oh, okay, jump on the rock. Jump off the rock. But Elden Ring is a series that... a game that I want to do.
Some ruin from the old world. I could find something interesting inside.
Where do I want to go? That's a house. I'm not gonna do it today. I'll do that another time, just so. Or I don't know. I want to continue on with the mission, but maybe I'll show footage of that afterwards. Intersperse it. So.
Make it worth your while if you kill these scroungers.
It's always something.
Hold tight. I'll see what I can do.
Try luring them into the tripwires. Why kill it like that? What do you think the tripwires are for? Fine, kill them however you want.
Sounds like someone has. Oh, ah!
Won't know what hit them.
Oh, they just jump your stupid things.
That's the last one.
Tripwire's handy, but machine hunting's a youngin's game. Come on over. Let me give thanks proper like.
Yeah, you're yelling at me and shouting at me to use something that they will completely jump over and avoid.
Vanguards to kill one
Thanks.
bristleback.
So the vanguards came through here?
Yeah, just a bit ago. Down that bristleback, headed south. Then those scroungers showed up to carve the carcass, as they do.
South, after more bristlebacks?
Probably. This whole valley is swarming with them. The vanguard seemed dead set on getting rid of them.
I see.
Hold on there, Red. If you're gonna go chasing across the Daunt, you're gonna want a tripcaster. Not just any tripcaster. One of my make. Free of charge.
You're just gonna give me the thing that was completely useless?
Yep. Been tweaking the design since I left Chain Scrape. More room to tinker out here and less chance of, well, accidents.
Did something happen in Chain Scrape?
More like someone.
Let me guess. Olvend.
Back when I had a place in town, he took a real interest in my wares. Kept pressing for the Olvend discount. When I said no, he didn't like that so much. I can't prove it, but that chuff bucket set my workshop on fire. Felt it best to put some distance between us after that.
I should...
While you're blasting bristlebacks, I think I'll head. Did you know they have a tripcaster trial?
Maybe. So Aaron headed south.
Oh, I'm not doing... That was where I drew the thing last time. Was hunting ground stuff, because it's just a bunch of challenges, which I guess are fun, but since they weren't like a major part of the game, they won't really do anything for me. Plus I had a bunch of weapons that I was selling off because I didn't use them at all. Yeah. Huh. I should name this guy something. Pablo. Pablo the Robo Goat.
We'll focus on how they follow them. It's a ruin from the old one. I'll find something interesting inside. Glad I can help.
Gotta hit its weak spot. Down like that. But I can still use a hand free if you try.
Let's do...
There's a bus over here. Houses. Wow. I have to come back. Where is it? All the way back there.
Let's see where this leads.
To the hills we go, riding along on Pablo, the Robo Goat, as he guides us somewhere. Hopefully he doesn't get us killed. And something's here. Okay, sorry Pablo, we'll have to catch up with you later.
Sounds like someone's putting up a fight.
It's this guy from the other game.
Another one down!
Now this is what I was forged for.
These bristlebacks are everywhere.
No boring mid-afternoon patrols. Just a hammer. Just the fight. Aloy?
Erend!
Oh, really? You're not gonna help me? Well, we fought a giant snake, so I think I can handle this. Okay, we wanna go stealth on this guy? Oh, of course there's more of them.
I should trigger a chain reaction if I hit them with acid arrows.
This weapon. Why I hate using it. Come on. Okay, it's time to get moving. Alright, man, right into that. That was not good. No. Ah, hey. It does just love it when you can't move and everything is attacking you with the same. There we go. You're gonna get a taste of your medicine. Feel the burn. Not that bad. As I said, we'd be done with that fast. I want to go get stuff from this guy. Ooh. Shiny. Oh yeah, there's these things. It keeps pointing me to something. Oh, that's the guy. Alright, let's talk to this guy and this will be the last thing we do.
Caught me at my best, as usual.
Well, you did the hard part. I just took care of the stragglers. How bad is it?
Who needs ribs, huh? Oh.
Well, apparently you do.
Okay, well, I know you didn't come all the way to the Daunt just to watch me get wrecked. So what's the story?
I need the embassy to happen, so I can head west. Erend, what I did at the Spire, what we did, it didn't end the threat.
But hey, whatever you're up against, your spear, my hammer, just like old times.
Erend, I need the embassy now. I can't wait for you to heal. It's better if I do it alone.
Alone? Now that figures.
Erend! I hate to interrupt the romance, but I'm pretty banged up here.
Don't blow your blaze, I'm coming. This just keeps getting better. Listen, I'll go to Barren Light, get patched up. If you want this embassy to happen, we're gonna need this sun priest, Studious Wadis.
Oh, I know him. Yeah. I'll clear the Valley of Bristlebacks, then send Wadis to Barren Light. I'll catch up with you there.
Well, I guess that's sort of like a goodbye.
tension.
Sorry?
You? Sorry? Yeah, that'd be a first.
Oh, someone's getting called out.
Hey, just, you know, forget it, yeah. Oh, it's nothing.
It sounds like something.
Alright, fine. Now, after the battle at the Spire, you took off. You left without so much as a handshake. I mean, people like me, we fought and bled at your side, Aloy, and you just disappear? What kind of person does that?
Aaron, look. I'm sorry it wasn't easy for you when I left. And
Okay,
I know
well,
it's not
somewhat
easy
of an
now.
apology, but you know, you still, my point
What I've
still,
been
I
doing-
think, stands.
Life on Earth is in danger. And only I can save it.
Life on Earth?
Everything dies
Yeah,
unless
that
I
doesn't
succeed.
mean you get to treat friends
Well,
like
then let
crap.
me help. Oh,
You can't. There's no machine to fight, no bad guy to kill. What I've got to do, I can't even explain it.
Yeah, but there's stuff like
Not
that
even
along
to
the way.
people
That's
I
what the whole game's about.
so much for being useful. Okay,
Aaron!
I guess that's my cue.
All
I
right.
think I've cleared out most of the bristlebacks. Chain scrape can get back to work now.
Oh, so is that finished then? Is there a thing? No. Alright, I'm gonna have to travel back here. And I'm gonna save, and then I'll be it. Okay, that's gonna do it, folks, for another episode for Horizon Forbidden West. Next time I see you guys, I don't know where. It might be... It could be Bucket List, it could be Max Rant, it could be another one of these. Hopefully Elden Ring when I get to that, when that game comes in. Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.